Welcome to SOL 306, Study Session 3, Collaboration and Consultation. Introduction. In this study session, we will discuss meaning of the term collaboration and its process as far as school social work is concerned. We shall also discuss consultation, point out its objectives and the difference between consultation and committee membership. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to 1. Explain the term collaboration. Analyze the school social worker's special competence and skill. Recognize when the child or student is ready for termination of service. Explain consultation. Discuss at least 2 objectives of consultation as pointed out by Mildred. Differentiate between consultation and committee membership. Meaning of collaboration. The word collaboration may be defined as the working relationship between the school social worker when the child has been accepted for direct service by the worker. The nature of this plan for this continuing relationship is set during the referral and intake process. The school social worker and the teacher should plan together for the kinds of responsibility each will take in trying to help the child with their difficulty. At this time, the school social worker has a real opportunity to interpret a service and clarify for the teacher that is different from, yet supplementary to the teacher's work with the child. Throughout this whole process of working together, the school social worker and teacher must remain aware that the teacher is the key person in the child's school experience and that the school social worker is there to help the child make better use of this experience to help the teacher and school reach their objectives in providing the best possible education for the child. The aim of both the teacher and the school social worker is to contribute to the child's education. However, the school social worker will serve only a few children in any classroom group. Our primary focus is on the individual child rather than the total group. Our relationship with the children is temporary, and both the child and the worker consciously work toward the time when the child will no longer need help. The relationship between the child and the teacher, on the other hand, is a continuing, ongoing experience. The school social worker, because of their special competence and skill, is able to help the teacher toward a better understanding of a child's behavioral problems and needs. It must be recognized as equally important, however, that the teacher will know best how to meet the needs of the child in the classroom situation because of their special competence. As the teacher senses the school social worker's understanding and interest, they are able to approach the problem differently, and this will be a chance to walk through the child's difficulty. The continuing contact between school social worker and the teacher permits them to share day-by-day facts and feelings about the child and their reactions to their school experiences, both in the classroom and with the school social worker. It is important for the teacher to receive proper interpretation of the school social worker's work with the child so that they can understand the nature and objectives of this relationship. The teacher often becomes more accepting of the child's behavior as they learn that the school social worker is not critical when they become impatient for the change. The teacher then often experiences satisfaction in working with a person who can help them to better understand and work with a difficult child. In this collaborative work with the teacher, there are other kinds of information that need to be shared in addition to what is gained directly from working with observing the child. The school social worker may have acquired facts and impressions for the parents from home visits and from contact with other agencies and resources. The questions of confidentiality often arises about sharing certain kinds of information with the teacher, whether obtained from the child, his parent, or other sources. The school social worker share with the teacher information that will help the child. The fact that it must be shared is handled appropriately with the child, his parent, or other source. Since so much of the work is of a confidential nature, school social workers, like other social workers, sometimes feel they have a monopoly on confidentiality and do not realize that teachers and schools too have a responsibility to respect and protect confidentiality. It should hardly be necessary to add that sharing of pertinent personal facts must be kept on the professional basis which the nature of the service and setting demands, and should never fall into the realm of gossip. Throughout the period that the school social worker and the teacher work together, there must be continuing evaluation of the problem as originally referred, the work that each is doing, and where the child is in dealing with his problem. On the basis of such evaluation, plans may be continued, revised, or reformulated. Termination is part of the collaborative process and comes about a result of mutual agreement. When the school social worker is aware of the indication that a child is ready to end their contact with them, they initiate a plan to terminate. The decision to terminate is a shared one and includes the child's expression of readiness, the teacher's appraisal of the situation, and participation of the parents. Meaning of consultation. Consultation has been defined as an indirect method of offering a helping service to those who carry direct responsibility for action. Specifically, in school social work, consultation is referred to as a process of helping a teacher or other school personnel with a problem related to a child's difficulty in school without direct service being offered to the child or his parent by the school social worker. Consultation may also be offered in relation to a problem involving a group of children. The teacher may use the consultation service for help in their contact with parents or other school personnel, as well as in their direct work with the children, provided the problem is related to the child in school. This service gives promise of widening the scope of the teacher's effort to prevent many children from becoming increasingly more disturbed in school. In discussing the role of the school social worker as consultant, Mildred Skinner has pointed out at least two interrelated objectives. 1. To bring a new and different set of knowledge to bear on a problem, or to bring known aspects together in a different configuration. The purpose is to provide a different and enlarged perspective for assessing and defining a problem, and for identifying and focusing the needs of the person seeking consultation, so that the steps to be taken may be planned on the basis of all knowledge and skill that can be made available. 2. To present the knowledge in such a way that it will enable the person to whom consultation is given to develop and strengthen some aspect of his competence. The purpose is to provide help to many through one. It must be recognized that much of what school social workers label as consultation is not seen as such by teachers. Although some teachers are at a stage in the use of the service to define the help they want, many requests for consultation come to the school social worker as comments, inviting exploration, expressing concern over a specific incident, or in the form of questions concerning the cumulative effect of disturbed behavior of an individual child or group of children. Sometimes, consultation service, although not necessarily identified as such by the teacher, is being explored when a teacher wishes to talk over a problem several times but does not wish to make a referral for direct services to the child. Consultation service should be provided. 1. When this is the decision arrived at through the referral and intake process. 2. When a teacher makes a request for consultation instead of referring a child for direct service. This sometimes leads to a referral for direct service later. 3. When a teacher makes an indirect approach for help indicating that they are not ready to make referral. This too may lead to a referral for direct service later. When the nature of child's difficulty is such that the teacher's work with him might lessen or remove the problem, consultation is indicated. The following may be cited as examples. 1. A teacher needs an opportunity to have an outlet which provides understanding to their need for adequacy, as, for instance, when they feel a sense of failure about seeking direct help of a child. 2. A teacher is overly sensitive to some problems of children, thus creating disharmony in the classroom group through such over-concern with a group of children with problems. 3. A teacher is aware of how to use the knowledge and skills of the school social worker to increase their own understanding of the behavior of a child and their capacity to work with a child. Consultation may be viewed as one way of meeting the long-felt need to communicate social knowledge and philosophy about behavior to educators. It's a process by which the social work profession contributes from its special body of knowledge to the teaching profession, but in which the social worker carries no responsibility for direct service. It must be recognized that the proportion of the worker's time used in the consultation service to teachers raises administrative questions that must be settled in terms of the total program. Consultation service should not be confused with those functions of the school social worker related to in-service education of teachers, participation on curriculum committees, and other responsibilities for helping to develop and maintain an adequate school program. Such functions belong in another area of the school social work program. Study session summary. In this study session, we discussed collaboration and consultation. You learned that collaborative decision-making implies shared ownership of problems and solutions. It involves sharing of skills and attainment of group goals. Consultation, on the other hand, is an indirect method of offering a help service to those who carry direct responsibility for action. In helping to determine whether consultation or direct service offers more promise of help for an individual child, the school social worker does well to develop a flexible approach which permits variation according to the needs of the particular child or teacher. Further experience will help to clarify when to use consultation and how to increase the effectiveness of its use. Present experience suggests that school social workers and teachers who have worked together and learned to respect and trust the competence of each other are able to work effectively both in consultation and collaboration. We have come to the end of study session 3. Thanks for listening.